We're back, and I have a last-second improvised new title. Episode 6 was actually Seasons of War, unlike what you were told previously. And we did not get where I thought we'd be. We did have an excellent time and have extended game time by one more session, so let's dive in and see how that all happened. We begin with Yannick and Li Wei attending a mass ritual to send the spirits and souls of the dead. There isn't enough Teichstein or time to carve enough burial tablets for everyone, so with crimson lily reeds made from floating rushlights, lit by the morning and the many priests and so high of the temple assembled, a mass sending of spirits and souls is partaken. Yannick is there, but he is not the focal piece. Alongside Li Wei, he stands at the side. His brother Daiichi rests in a boat in the middle of the sphere formed by the priests performing the ritual. He is there as bait. Powerful demons can be tempted to break through the Sornetto's gaps and grasp for so much spiritual energy in one place. And he, at the center, is an appetizing target for possession in the middle of it all. Yannick takes in his view, and as Vio and a nearby Sohai, Lord Ritter of the temple, talk, he makes plans to summon his brother for a meeting with his mother and him. That family meeting he and Li Wei are about to attend is going to prove vastly influential on both their lives. The family has a meeting. Yannick meets a warrior from the Band of Honor who was left behind to heal and stay at court. She's a beautiful, red-haired young Gazku around his age, and his mother is eager to have them interact, which he bemoans. Li Wei and Yannick are soon alone with Mother Amma before Daiichi joins them. When he comes in, he is somber but friendly. The relationship has clearly been strained by years and distance, but the love between the siblings is there, and he asks for his blessing to adopt Li Wei, which Daiichi grants. They drink, and Yannick turns to Li Wei to help him get Daiichi a little more loosened up. He wants to know Daiichi's situation and is concerned. He might be vulnerable to possession or have been touched in some negative way by the events of the day. Ooh, touched. He reveals a lot about what he has faced emotionally, however, and his regrets. After they are done with their drinking, they head to the passing of the law upon the traitors, not before Amma resigns her post as steward and nominates Li Wei. There is a general traitor policy put in place. The neutrals pay reparations to the loyalists, traitors at the baron level and up die or renounce their titles, and most ridders are left alone unless they took a vile act. Spoilers, we're going to get a mix of these categories in one wild card. First up is Baron von Gerschwitz. He was a loyal baron of Watanos who joined, believing it was the only way to keep the realm strong in the face of foreign aggression. He's sentenced to lose his title and take up his vow, but is given time to hand over his lands to his kids, who get to keep them, with the understanding that if they ever act similarly, he'll extinguish the entire family. Next up is Corgan the Red, who poisoned a well in Ida Bao's lands. She's a loyalist. Lord and Half-Tief knew she'd ride to support the camp of the faithful. Admits to it all and accepts his own execution, and asks only for pardon for his wife. Then Li Wei presses, and he confesses his wife is actually the one who put him up to following the order. Mito Kaigan Emerald comes to face judgment because he broke the traditional neutrality of the Kaigan Emeralds after oscillating, and Mito reaffirming he wants it to be in Yannick's hands. As Yannick oscillates over what to do, Li Wei having handled the rest once being personal to him, he chooses to undo the status of the Kaigan Emeralds and make them elevated to the full blood, no longer neutrally set aside to be neutral in all affairs of war and only come along on adventures. With these and some other matters of law handled, they head to rulership. Yannick and Li Wei went on a massive tour of the realm as part of their realm turn. We used Seasons of War, previously just used in episode 2, and I did not have the rulebook fully ready, so we did it all on screen in terms of learning. Things went, well, I'd say they went okay. There was a long road trip that involved visiting Lady Anshan of Rosgrezny and receiving love letters from abroad in yachts aimed at both Li Wei and Yannick. The marriage game is heating up, and lots of people like Renho Masaoki also got a visit that was complimentary. Less complimentary was the angelic mask-wearing Tenshi Zobate, who had stayed home as a neutral, who got a dressing down, though he took it in pleasant stride and offered no complaint. Less fortunate was Lord Baron Scudder of Episode 2's Mill fame, and he got a dressing down and huge demotion. Lady Jella von Vergrave wound up with his lands and is now sole Lady of Coyalda. The sequence got very long and had lots of particular aspects of how the realm was managed. Provinces are tapped akin to cards in a card game, and this produces one of their available resources. If they're tapped more than once in a year, before they stand up, they go upside down and gain a strife token. These subtract available resources, so if you've got 3 wealth in a province with 2 strife, you can tap it to gain just 1 wealth. This is hard to put in a story-focused recap, so suffice to say, Yannick and Leeway inherited a realm where every province had at least 1 strife, 2 had 2 strife, and they knew at 3 strife a Rauberter might emerge and start fucking shit up, so they were approaching the danger zone. Towards the end of their journey, they're told by Vio that he has a one-time opportunity to reclaim and expand the spy network left behind by Svez. He needs the most sizable investment of wealth he can get, reclaim double agents, and reconnect with various intelligence apparatus abroad in light of the burnt books and loss of continuity at their main intelligence hub in Three Hill. Deciding to go all in, Yannick taps at least the last remaining provinces and throws his treasury of 5 in to get 8 wealth alongside that and have 1 left over. He's got little resources and the whole realm tapped by Summer's End, leaving the fall and winter turns ahead, but all strife is cleared, and that network immediately gets to work. At the end of the realm turn, he learns through his recently reconstituted network that the Golden Rose are definitely planning a raid in spring of the next year. Injunction against Blood Feud prevents outright war, but they are planning to sow chaos and discord in the Snake Coast under false flags. Yannick plans an ambush with his forces to hammer and anvil the raiders. Li Wei, Yannick, and Vio then ride forth to surveil the village without being obvious. The province's command has been put under Umitu Kaigan Emerald as his first command, and he has done a good job shoring up the defenses with some Hearthbanner troops. The town they visit, where the battle is to occur, is near one particularly noteworthy landmark, Stone Serpent Bridge. Yannick notes a natural ford and decides that it will be clawed to look natural, forcing all cavalry into trying to cross over the bridge without realizing something has been done to alter their path. While there, they meet some veterans, and Yannick has an idea. He'll evacuate most civilians, and volunteers will hang back to fight. They'll feign disarray and get the enemy to fully commit to an attempted bridge crossing. Then open fire from all angles and swarm out of the woods with the main of their forces. That rounded off the session, with the battle coming up next time. Now, for the Leeflections. I'd originally intended to force the battle in at the end, but for lack of proper planning on my part, the realm content took far too long to get through. I need to tighten it up and explain it better in the rules document I've yet to write. There was an old one, but it had lots of stuff we won't be using. I am glad I let it run longer. We didn't have Greg do technical issues, and I didn't want him to just come in on the climax, but to get at least 2 more sessions as Fazil for Book 0. I've been trying to write this recap for 3 days in part because there was a lot there was less tautness overall. It makes it harder to summarize and cleanly give a narrow story on, but the players enjoyed the relaxed pace, so I think that's a plus. I'm picking back up this weekend with a tighter pace, though, so look forward to it. And toodles, bros and heads.